movie fans. I'm filming this December 31st, 2019. Looking back on this year, it's been crazy. Happy New Year, everybody. By the time this gets posted, it will be 2020. Crazy to think that 20 years ago, we were wondering if all of the world's computers were going to crash. We called it Y2K. We didn't know what was going to happen to flip from 1999 to 2000. Here we are, 2020. Just a couple hours away. So cool. But looking back on this year, 2019 has really been a great year for movies. I wanted to take some time to kind of look through that. So let's start off with the big box office winners, starting with the domestic movies, right? So of course, number one, Avengers Endgame, bringing in $858 million. Number two, The Lion King with $543 million. Huge. Toy Story 4, $434 million. Captain Marvel, $426 million. Frozen 2, $426 million. Did you notice that numbers 1 through 5 are all Disney properties? Number 6 is Spider-Man Far From Home. That's from Sony, but you could really say, you know, because of Spider-Man's success in the MCU, this one also did so good. But that one, $390 million. Number 7 is Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And that one's at $377 million, but I feel like it's still just getting started. It's got a lot of legs under it still. Number 8 is Aladdin at $355 million. So crazy to think that the top 8 are all over $350 million. It's a big year. 9 and 10 are Two Scary Clowns, Joker and It Chapter 2. And I'm still not old enough to watch those movies. Too scary. Moving on into the worldwide box office. You'll notice a lot of similar titles, right? But Endgame ended up bringing in $2.797 billion. So, you know, $2.8 billion in the worldwide box office. Lion King still at number 2 at $1.6 billion. Frozen 2's at $1.2 billion. And again, I think this one still has some legs under it. It's still going to be making money. Spider-Man Far From Home, $1.1 billion. Captain Marvel, $1.1 billion. Toy Story 4, $1 billion. And then you get Joker at 7 here with over $1 billion. Aladdin, $1 billion. Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, $760 million is where it's at right now. And again, I think that one's still going to be making some money. I'm pretty sure it'll hit $1 billion. I think so. I think it will. And then number 10 is Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. So that's the top 10 in the worldwide box office. So these movies, holy cow, big years. A big year for the movies. And those ones came out on top. But what about me? What is my personal top 10? I bet you're wondering. Well, I'm going to tell you anyways, even if you're not. But yeah, I do got to mention, first of all, Knives Out is not in my top 10 just because I haven't had a chance to see it yet. Based on reviews, it's got really high reviews, things that I've heard. I could see this one having a shot at being in my top 10 for the year, but I just haven't had the chance to see it yet. So I'm going to mention it as a maybe. But let's go from there to number 10. My number 10 is Jumanji, The Next Level. I think this one, you know, is still going to be making a lot of money too. But it was just such a fun movie. Lots of great action, lots of great laughs, and I just thought it was really cool that they pulled off the sequel of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Pretty cool that the way that they brought it out and how well it did, and just how good it was. I just thought it was really good. I was surprised. I thought it was going to just all be about humor, but they had some good story in there, some good heart in there, and even some cool messages. So number 10, Jumanji, The Next Level. Which brings us now to number 9. My number 9 for this year is Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought Tom Holland did a great job here. He is my favorite Spider-Man that we've had. I think he's awesome. I think he captures the youthfulness of Spider-Man that I want. And he's just so fun and charismatic. and he's great. He's just great. The Mysterio reveal in this movie when he got to like become the villain and do all his villain things, like that was so awesome to me. When I first saw it, I probably would have picked it finishing a lot higher in my top 10, but actually the repeat value of that wasn't quite as exciting. I mean, it was so cool the first time, and so great, but yeah, not huge on the repeat value of those effects, but still very, very good. Don't get me wrong.
Hey man, are you sure you're good?
Oh, dude, I'm fine. Okay, don't worry. Seriously? Getting tranked in the neck by Nick Fury? Probably the coolest thing that ever happened to me anyway.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
Number 8 for me is Ford versus Ferrari. Christian Bale and Matt Damon, I thought, were just an incredible team, and this movie was just good. I was just so into it the whole way, and these characters were just awesome, and they just told this simple story in such a captivating way. So, number 8, Ford versus Ferrari. Number 7, we're going to DC for this one, and it's Shazam. Shazam was such a fun time for us at the movies, but also still really fun to keep watching and watch again. Zach Levi, amazing job with this character. So much fun, so funny, and like he was born to play this role. And it was just so good. So I've got that one at number 7. My number 6 right now could end up being higher. Not sure. It could end up being higher. But right now it's a 6, and I've only seen it twice, and that's The Rise of Skywalker. Because it's so new, it was hard for me to know exactly where it fit in. But yeah, it is good. It was really good and a lot of fun and a great experience at the theaters. So I've got it at number 6 right now. My number 5 movie for the year is a Disney remake. No, it's not The Lion King. It's Aladdin. Aladdin, I thought, was just so good. It was exactly what I want from a Disney remake. It was true where it needed to be, and it was novel where it needed to be. And I loved the newness it brought to it and how fresh it felt. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Just such a good time with Aladdin, and the music's great. They did a good job. Will Smith was amazing as the genie, and yeah, I really, really, really liked Mina Masood and Naomi Scott and their chemistry and their roles together. I thought were just fantastic. So, Aladdin's got my number 5.
You cannot just break into a palace like you own the place.
If you don't have anything, you have to act like you own everything.
All right, these next 4, they were really hard. Honestly, this whole top 10 was really hard because this year had some really, really good movies. These top 4 are ones that I think at some point I had declared as my number 1. So, yeah, the interchangeability is there for them. Number 4 is a very personal movie to me, and it's The Other Side of Heaven 2. Filmed in Fiji, where I served as a missionary, like is shown in the movie, The Missionaries. Such a great story of John Groberg as he returned as a mission president to Tonga, and it was over Fiji as well. And it's just such great stories, really powerful, faith promoting, and just how strong faith can be and what great things can happen with faith as we unify together in faith. So, love that one. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. The Other Side of Heaven 2 was it was great. My number 3 is Frozen 2. This was such a good movie. Animation is just awesome, and I loved again here. I felt like it was very story driven. So that made it such a great movie. Music's so great. Frozen 2, cannot wait to see it again. Yeah, I already saw it twice, but I want to see it again. My number 2 movie of this year is Avengers Endgame. Bringing to a close, this phase of these Avengers, finishing off what Infinity War started for us, and just, wow, so good. It's really long, but man, really good. I was super happy they were able to keep it funny, able to keep it fresh. They did a lot of fun things in the movie too, but yeah, it's still a very serious tone and pretty high stakes involved. Just great. Love Captain America. Such an amazing character. And love Iron Man. Whew. Endgame is so good. It's my number 2 movie of the year. Which leaves us with the number 1. Number 1 movie of the year from me. From our Saw It Twice movie reviews. My number 1 movie of the year. And this is not just out of loyalty. But it's Toy Story 4. I'm a huge Toy Story fan, like ridiculous, right? So coming to this movie, I was scared, I was nervous, I was worried. What were they gonna do? Toy Story 3 ended everything so great. But I thought they did such a good job with Toy Story 4, continuing the story, telling us parts that, yeah, I felt like we needed to know. And they did it in such a great way. I loved the storylines for Buzz, how they continued, for Woody, and finding out what had happened to Bo Peep. And man, just really powerful, really funny, really engaging, really good. Yeah, it's my number 1 movie for the year, Toy Story 4. So, anyways, movie fans, thanks for checking this out. Glad we could reflect back on 2019, all the great movies, great times that we had. Let me know what things you really liked in 2019 as well. And thanks again. Hope you have a great new year and have a good one. Don't text and drive.